AI in filmmaking. Let's talk about it. It's something that's been on a lot of people's mind recently, especially given the Writers Guild strike that's happening right now, where people really want to know, is this AI going to take all of our writing jobs? Is it going to take away animators' jobs? Is it going to destroy the economy as we know it? It's light stuff, a light topic. Now, the big question here is how much of a shakeup is going to happen in the entertainment industry because of artificial intelligence? Are we going to have AI actors up there doing AI monologues, or are we just going to stop at editing? Who knows? And that's why today I'm really going to put this to the test, and I'm going to do a little experiment myself. We're going to try creating like a 2 or 3 minute short film today that's going to be written completely by one AI and then animated to be sort of CGI-ish by another AI. These are technical filmmaking terms if you haven't heard them. CGI-ish. Basically what I'm trying to say is this is probably not going to work that well, and it'll be maybe interesting. Now before we write the script for the movie we're about to create, let's get into the tools we'll be using. Now the first tool we're going to be using is our good old buddy ChatGPT-4. You know, the AI chatbot that's being used as a basis for everything from 3D modeling tools to AI girlfriend chatbots. It's a very versatile tool. It'll come in handy for writing the script. Now, the other tool we're going to be using today is called Wonder Dynamics. Now, this is something where basically with one click you can replace an actor in a real film scene with one of these cool AI characters, or not AI, you know, animated, you get it, CGI-ish characters. So I think what we're going to do to start the writing process here is select which avatar I'll be embodying and then come up with a prompt around that to write the story. You know, a usual writing process for a creative like me. The future is dark. Now, before we start actually using that animation tool, here's a little clip from their trailer to give you a taste of what it's supposed to be like.
They say all great stories start with a sense of wonder.
They do say that.
And what if bringing those stories to life wasn't limited by our resources?
What if?
But only by our imagination.
Oh.
Welcome to Wonder Studio, where making movies with CGI.
So yeah, basically I'm going to film it as myself and drop the little alien or whatever we use. Something tells me our film that we're about to make will not look quite as good as this, but I'll do my best. I've got a nice smartphone to shoot on. What could go wrong? Anyway, that's what we're doing. Now let's do it, and things are about to go south. Put on your director's caps. It's time to get creative. Alright, so like I said, I think before I give a prompt to come up with the story, I should figure out what type of character I'm going to be animated into in this horrifying AI creation. So these are all of the characters that they have as defaults. We'll use one of these for myself. Oh, look at this. Beastie Boy. Built for combat. No, I wasn't built for combat. I don't think I should be Beastie Boy for this film. We could do a film about Bob. He's a half pig, but he is intelligent. That's horrifying. I might have to get it to write a story about Bob. I'm kind of stuck in between, should we make this film about Bob, the half pig, half whatever creature? Or do we do the professor and make it sort of an emotional tale about a animated professor just doing his best? Oh, this character only has partial facial support? That sounds dirty. Yeah, I can't do partial facial support. I think we're going to make okay, this is going to be a movie about Bob, the half pig, half human creature. Now that we have our character picked out, the lovable Bob, let's go over to ChatGPT-4 and try to describe Bob and describe the room that I have to work with here so it can come up with a simple one-character film. Now you might ask yourself, why am I not doing multiple characters for this scene? It's because I live alone and I don't want to pay any actors for this. So this is going to be a one-man show. Alright, let's generate this script. Time for Screenwriting 101. Hello. I don't know why I'm greeting it. It's an AI. Alright, so I'm going to write, can you write me a short screenplay for a 1 to 3 minute short film? The film should only have one character. He's a half pig, half human guy. Oh, Sundance Film Festival, here I come. And the entire film takes place in a studio apartment because that's the only location I have permission to shoot at because I pay rent. Then I'll describe what's in my apartment so it knows sort of the scenery I have to work with. We'll really frame these shots. Flame them. We'll flame these shots. And now I'll describe the character. Okay, this is the important part where we really get the emotion. The character is named Bob. Bob is a half pig, half human abomination. I'll say creature. Abomination feels a little mean to Bob. Bob is sad, yet optimistic. The film should be simple, yet darkly comedic. Now I just sound like any pretentious douchebag at NYU. Alright, I feel like this is the perfect prompt. I'm just going to send it. Let's full send it. I kept it vague. We're going to let the AI really do the storytelling here. Story writing, storytelling. I can't speak today. All right, looks like it's writing. Let's give this little AI a couple of seconds here and we'll see what our masterpiece looks like before we get to production. I love the opening. Bob, a half pig, half human creature, is sitting on the couch. He looks melancholic, but he's also trying to remain hopeful. What a sad portrait of a pitiful pig man. The apartment is small and cluttered. All right, that's a little too accurate. Oh, then we have a kitchen scene. Now, I'm not going to read the whole script before we get into it here because I am going to end this video by showing you the actual film, the short film, but we'll get the flavors. Okay, there's a thing with a pickle and a pickle jar. I don't have pickles, so we'll improvise. They have Bob whisper to himself. Classic Bob. Oh, this is going to be fun and riveting storytelling. One day things will change, says Bob while he's alone in his apartment. What a sad image of a pig man. And then it ends with him having this sort of endearing monologue to himself. All right, so it looks like the film is written. It's a perfect screenplay. Oh, and the final line of the film is, time to turn this pigsty into a stage. That sounds like he's about to get into, like, OnlyFans sex stuff. Bob, you don't have to go that way. Bob grins, his optimism shining through the darkness. Yeah, he's about to enter the darkness. I'm reading between the lines. So now that we have our character, the endearing Bob, we have a short screenplay here. I'm going to create the film myself. I'm going to shoot it with me. That's what create it myself means. And after I shoot it, I'm going to run it all through this Wonder Studios and see if the animation is usable for my Sundance Film Festival submission. Okay, so I just finished filming the entire film. It took a while. It took a couple of minutes. So before I show you the finalized AI footage, I figured I'd show you a little bit of the process before we go into the completed product. And it is a product. That's the best way to put it. So this is basically what it looks like for all of these clips. I have to bring them into the Wonder Dynamics AI app here. And by the way, it doesn't seem to be an exact science, but it is one click and go, like they said. So you just upload your clip here like I did. Scan frame for actors. So this is where it scans it. It does what it says. And now it has all the actors. It thinks that all the people in the poster are actors who I'll keep them as the Beach Boys. They'll stay that way. So then you just select whichever actors you want to replace with CGI characters, and you go over here, and you select Bob, because which other character would you select other than Bob? And then when I hit next, 1080p, because we're 1080p people, and then it just begins to render the scene. And the rendering takes about 30 to 45 minutes per 10-second clip, so what I'm saying is I've been rendering clips for like 3 days straight. So here's a side-by-side just to give you a little bit of an example of what the AI did with the input that I gave it. And I think we should just go ahead and show the final edited product, which took me way too much time. But here we are. Ugh, I dropped it. Classic Bob. Well, you look healthy, little plant buddy. At least one of us is getting something right. One day things will change for Bob. One day. Actually, I have an idea. Well, it's time to turn this pigsty into a stage. What are my final thoughts about AI in filmmaking after doing all this? Well, I think the technology is almost there to make CGI animation something interesting for people who can't actually do it. But as it is right now, the tools really seem to be best fit to use as sort of a rough draft for the animation so that you can have an actual animator clean it up. Because the big thing to note about this Wonder Dynamics program is that you can export as a blend file or a 3D animation file and have an actual animator take the output from the raw thing that you put in and actually fine-tune it and fix it up. Because if you saw my footage here, there were definitely some rough spots, specifically whenever the animated character has to grab a physical object or interact with a physical object at all. But as it stands, it turned into an almost interesting product, and almost interesting is interesting enough for me. So let me know if you want me to make another AI video, and we'll see what happens. Until next time.